What's going on, guys? In today's video we will be talking about something that is called a break of structure. As you remember, guys, in my previous video I explained the difference between a bullish and a bearish trend. But obviously it doesn't stay like this forever. So at one point price tends to change the direction, and this is what we call a break of structure. If you didn't watch the previous video talking about the bullish and the bearish direction in the market, it's very important to understand the concept of a break of structure in reference to a bullish and a bearish trend. This is very key in order for you to know exactly when to look for a new setup, whether it's gonna be a break of structure from a bullish uptrend to a downtrend, or the bearish trend now decides to break structure and become an uptrend. Alright, guys, as you remember, we have a bullish trend. We have an uptrend here, so let's get through this once again. We have a bullish trend. That means we have a higher high, a higher low, higher high, and a higher low. So that's basically what I explained in the previous video. And now at one point in the market, we see that price does not go higher. We see that price decides to go lower. So now we see that price did not continue to go up. Instead, we saw that price just disrespected the previous higher low and went all the way down. In this case, we have a bearish break of structure. So ideally what we would like to see now is price coming back to this area here and then creating new lows. Lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. Let's repeat this, guys. So this was our last higher low. We see that price has disrespected the previous higher low and now created a new lower low, followed by a lower high, then creating a new lower low, a new lower high, and so on. So now we have clearly moved from a bullish uptrend to a bearish downtrend. But of course, this can also happen to a bearish trend. So we see that we're up to this point, we're in a bearish trend. We see our last lower high and our lower low. What we see after is that our last lower high is being disrespected and we broke above. So that means now we have a higher high, we have a higher low, followed by a higher high and a higher low. So obviously price changed the direction, broke above the last lower high, and now became a bullish uptrend. Alright, guys, let's get to real market examples. We're currently on Euro USD. As we see, we are in a bearish trend. We have lower high, lower low, lower high, and so on. So let's let the market move. Okay, we're still bearish. Now we saw that price was moving bearish the whole time, and now what comes next? Alright, guys, so as you can see, we had our last lower high, we had our lower low, and then price broke above the last lower high, retracing a little bit, creating our new higher low, because this low is higher than this low. Actually, let me correct this. Actually, this one was the last lower low, and this newly created higher low obviously is higher. Also, we disrespected the last lower high, meaning that now we have switched from a bearish downtrend into a bullish uptrend. Great. But guys, of course this also happens in a bullish trend. At one point in the market's price decides to change the direction and then becoming a bearish downtrend. So let's see what we have here. We're currently bullish, as we can see, because we have our higher low, higher high, higher low, and so on. Now we're curious to see what will happen next. Okay, we're still bullish. We just created our new higher high. Price continues to go up. And there we have it. So this one was our last higher low, as it was higher than the previous one. Price then failed to create a new higher high and broke below the last higher low. Let's move on. Alright, so now we definitely see a break of structure in the market. So this here, what we see is a break of structure. It's a bearish one, but I think that's obvious. This was our last higher low. Price then failed to create a new higher high, and we disrespected the previous higher low, creating this new lower low below. Price then retraced a little bit to the upside, created a new lower high, because this high now is basically lower than this high here. And curious what will happen next. After that break of structure, price continues to go down. So what we saw here is a bearish downtrend. You see, from a bullish uptrend, price now becomes a bearish downtrend. But guys, let me tell you one very important point. Please apply this to your trading strategy. And it doesn't matter which strategy you are trading, because this is actually implemented in every strategy that I've heard about. So the higher the time frame, the more significant it is. So what does it mean? Let's say you analyze your chart and you're on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you see that price is currently obviously bullish. Then you scale down to the, let's say, the 10-minute or the 5-minute time frame. You see a bearish break of structure. Would you think it makes sense to now look for a sell? No guys, no, because if you scale down to lower time frames, you will see a bunch of break of structures. And don't get confused by all this noise, because as I said, the higher the time frame, the more significant the direction of the market. So these smaller time frames, like everything from the 1 minute to the 10 or 15 minute, depending on your trading style as well and how you execute your trades. But I promise you guys, in the future we will go through this as well. So these smaller time frames are actually meant to enter, like to find a nice entry after you have your higher time frame confluences. Let's say the 4-hour time frame, you see that it's bullish. Lower time frame is also bullish. That would be nice to look for a potential long entry. So guys, I really hope this video helped you to better understand the meaning of a break of structure within the markets. It's very key to know when and how it happens. Please guys, implement the fact that the higher the time frame is, the more significant the direction. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and be prepared for more guys.